There are certain games I like to play when I'm feeling a little down, whether it be due to fond memories of playing them when I was much younger, or due to an inherent positivity that seems threaded into the game's DNA. For me, Outrun falls into the latter category. I didn't get around to playing this game until just a couple years ago, despite its foundational status in arcade racing games, clearly serving as an inspiration for other games that I've enjoyed for years, like Midway's Cruisin' series. My introduction to this game came through M2's fantastic Sega Ages enhanced port of the game to the Nintendo Switch. Like my previous video, Why I Love GoldenEye 007, we'll be briefly discussing some of the game's history and features, as well as the reasons why I'm so fond of it. Outrun, released in 1986, was developed as an arcade title by Sega, with Yu Suzuki serving as the game's lead designer. Suzuki began working at Sega as a programmer in the early 1980s, and saw success at the company early on with other notable games he had designed, such as Hang On and Space Harrier, both of which were released in 1985, the year before Outrun's release. Similar to Hang On, which was based on Suzuki's love of riding motorcycles, Outrun also had some clear inspiration. In a 2015 interview with Eurogamer, Suzuki stated, "The main inspiration was originally the Cannonball Run. It's an American movie, it's about racing, it's really funny. I was going to do a trip along the same coast, from Los Angeles through to Miami. But some guy, he told me the American landscape, it doesn't really change. So then I changed, and went to Europe. I started in Frankfurt, then Monaco, the F1 course, and then Switzerland and Rome." Suzuki's research trip in Europe was heavily influential to the game's unique style. One of the most notable design elements of Outrun is the sole vehicle available, at least in the original arcade version, a red Ferrari Testarossa Spider, meticulously recreated with photo reference by the team. The Testarossa Spider is as essential to Outrun's appeal as its beachfront starting location, or its upbeat soundtrack. In the Nintendo Switch Sega Ages port, which is the version seen in all of the gameplay footage here, the Ferrari Stallion badge at the back of the vehicle has been edited, likely for copyright reasons. Suzuki didn't tour Europe in a Ferrari, but a BMW 520. Not quite the same as the Testarossa Spider, but due to its role in the research behind Outrun, you could say it's almost as important as the signature in-game vehicle. Outrun certainly has many of the elements of racing games, but calling it a racing game wouldn't be the best description. Outrun is a driving game. Instead of racing against other drivers, you're racing against the clock. As soon as the light turns green, your timer starts ticking down. It's your job to reach a checkpoint before your time runs out, with checkpoints adding time back to the clock. The ultimate goal is to reach one of 5 points at the end of a branching path. The path you take is ultimately up to you. As you drive through one of the game's environments, you'll eventually reach a fork in the road, leaving you to make a decision. Left or right? Choose your path and watch as you enter a new area with new scenery. For me, a big part of the fun of Outrun is trying to see all the game's environments. Environments clearly based on the wide variety of scenery Suzuki saw during his trip to Europe. These environments don't just look different, many of them include unique hazards, and all of them contain different twists and turns in the road. If you happen to crash into a hazard or another vehicle, it will either slow you down or cause a major wreck, usually sending the car and its 2 occupants flying through the air. Wrecks aren't the end of the world. Your car will simply respawn back on the road as though nothing happened, but it will cost you valuable time. One of the things I love most about Outrun is its aesthetic. The colorful sprite work that's pieced together and scaled to create an effective illusion of 3D environments, along with the excellent soundtrack, give the game a laid-back, oft-imitated summery vibe. If you've never played Outrun but the look and feel of the game seem familiar, chances are you've seen or heard plenty of media influenced by it. It's even served as an influence on the synthwave genre of music and its associated visuals, a genre which is also known as Outrun. Even Outrun's soundtrack is presented in an interesting way, with the player choosing a song out of 3 available on the car radio before starting the game proper. All 3 are beloved among fans of the game, and later enhanced ports like the Switch version seen here add even more songs to choose from. 2 of these songs originate with the 3DS port, also developed by M2, who handled the Switch port, and are composed in a similar style to the arcade version's music. They even use the same instrument samples as the original, and sound so authentic that, if I didn't know better, I would fully believe they were part of the original game. Speaking of enhanced ports, the Switch version includes even more bonus features, like full screen 60 FPS support, filters that mimic the look of CRT scanlines and distortion, motion controls, a number of background graphics including some that imitate Outrun's various arcade cabinet variations, a special mode that rearranges the game's environments, customizable difficulty, optional unlockable car customizations that change aspects like the handling and max speed, along with changing the body style and paint color, and a few more additional features. So far, the only port I have experience with is the Switch version, but I've been really impressed with the extra features and fun little bonuses. And of course, the original arcade version with no frills is there for all the arcade purists out there. I'd love to play one of the original arcade cabinets someday, especially the sit-down version. But until then, I'm more than happy with the Switch port. I think what I love most about Outrun is its simplicity. The simple joy of driving through all these beautiful places, slowly getting used to your car's handling and feeling yourself getting better at driving smoothly and avoiding accidents. The process of trying to reach every finish line in the game or just improving your time. Outrun may not be as complex and feature-packed as many modern racing games, but its easygoing attitude and emphasis on enjoying the journey rather than focusing on the outcome is something that feels refreshing, even to this day. If you've played Outrun, I think you'll know exactly what I mean. And if not, the game has been ported to many platforms over the years. Chances are you'll have no trouble finding a version of the game to play. Notably, Outrun director Yu Suzuki founded the Sega AM2 team in 1992, which would go on to create sequels to Outrun and other racing games in the same vein, along with other popular titles like Virtua Fighter. If you like Outrun, you'll probably like what else the AM2 team has to offer. With that, we discussed another game that's special to me. But I'd love to hear about your experiences with Outrun. If you played the game, what do you like about it? Is there anything you dislike? If you haven't played it, would you consider giving it a try after watching this video? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.